I'm back. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Crossing Bridges with Ray. I am your host, Ray. And today I really just wanted to come from a really raw and pure place. I hope I don't offend anyone or anything like that. I'm just going to say that in the beginning because these type of subjects I get really passionate about and can just go off on a tangent. And normally my tangents and my passion is where the gold is where the aha moments is where, the value is. So let me just say that. And so yeah, so today, I really want to talk about loving yourself the way that God loves you. God loves us unconditionally, right? Unconditionally, just as we are. He sees us as amazing and beautiful and wonderful and all of these positive things, but we do not see ourselves that way. And so therefore, we go through life like just bumping our heads, and making wrong choices and going through depression and low self-esteem and no confidence at all, and are making decisions while we are feeling these different feelings. And I've been there, so I'm speaking from personal experience because it took me a very long time, in my personal opinion, to truly accept who I am and truly love myself. And, a lot of the reasoning why it took me so long, because I've always thought that I was an amazing person. I always knew that I was unique. I always knew that I was different. But what happens is that when people tell you early on that you're nothing, that you're, whatever those things are, when people put negative thoughts into your head on a constant basis, then you start changing. Of course, before you started getting those negative messages from whoever it was, you were good, right? Because we come to this earth without any of those things, right? It's normally people and circumstances that put those things on us and that shift us and change us in different ways. But we are here innocently and just being whoever it is that God made us to be. Unfortunately, sometimes there are people, around us in our lives or whatever the case may be, that either don't like it, have never experienced it, these kind of things or whatever, and they mold us and shape us into something different than what we already were. And what happens is that the more that you start to believe those things that are programmed and pushed into your mind, you start living that way and you forget who God made you to be. Right? Because at some point in your life, even if it was when you were 2 years old, 5 years old, 3 years old, whatever the case may be, at some point in your life, you're exactly the way God made you. Exactly the way God made you. And what I am imploring for you to do is for you to work to get back to that point. Get back to that point, get back to that place. Even if it comes to being playful, right? Because a lot of times, most of where we need to heal is in our childhood. So let's start thinking about those things, right? And trying to get back to how we used to be. And you don't have to be childlike in an adult body all the time, but I promise you it will be very beneficial to you for you to think back if you can. Well, let me not say if you can. You can if you make that a goal, an accomplishment, right? You can do that. We can do whatever it is we want to do. We are capable of doing all types of things. And so if you want to heal, if you no longer want to think of yourself as ugly or whatever those thoughts are, whatever those negative thoughts are, you can do it. All you have to do is take time, be still, be quiet, write in your journal, just write it out. I know I mentioned in one of my videos about a dump journal. This is perfect for a dump journal, right? If someone that you love, let's just use an example, someone you love doesn't treat you right, write that shit down, write it down. Write exactly how you felt, write exactly what you wanted to say, or maybe what you did say, or what happened. Write it out. Write it out in a separate journal. You don't have to call it a dump journal. That's just what I call it. I'm actually in the process of creating one. So I'll keep you guys updated on that because I love journals. And so it doesn't make sense for me to not sell one or to not, I'm sorry. It doesn't make sense for me to not offer you one if you want it. But yeah, get it out. If you want to go to, the top of a mountain and scream, or if you want to go in your closet and scream, or if you want to go lay on your bed, get your pillow and scream, it don't matter. My thing is get those negative feelings out. Because what I find is a lot of times when we don't feel good about ourselves, we kind of sort of keep that inside. Unless you have like an amazing friend, an amazing mom, an amazing dad, like if there's someone in your life that you can really be vulnerable with and really like express your feelings with, which I find a lot of times people don't. But if you do, you have a gift right there. But if you don't, find whatever it is that works for you, whether it's journaling, screaming. I personally, I'm just going to say this. I personally want to say that journaling is healing. A dump journal, the reason why I feel like that is such an important part of your healing process or your getting to know yourself process or your loving yourself process is because there are feelings deep down inside of you that you probably have never said to someone, where you and your journal can keep that to yourself, but you are able to express those feelings, cry, get those things out because God loves us so much. And there is no need for us to be on this beautiful earth that He created and not loving ourselves. It's also doesn't make sense for us to be pouring so much love into so many other people and we're not pouring love into ourselves. So I really just want to I really, really just want to express this. Loving yourself is the greatest gift that you can give yourself. And we have been taught a lot in certain instances that it's selfish and all of these things or whatever, but you are literally filling yourself up so that you can go out into the world and pour that out to other people because God really does like heal you and bless you through other people. And so our job is not just to take care of ourselves. Our job is to share like those things with other people. That's why I believe God has me doing this podcast because there are things that I know, there's things that I've done that I can share with other people and bless other people, help other people, restore other people, allow other people not to feel like they're alone. And for me, one of my number one things that I'm super passionate about is women loving themselves. There are so many women online, like literally right now, as I'm making this recording, that are on social media complaining or crying or talking about how they were hurt and how this person took advantage of them and all these other things. And please do not allow yourself to think that I am minimizing those things. What I'm saying is that we need to take our power back. The thought that there are women online complaining and crying about what their current situation is, what their last situation was, what their ex-husband or ex-boyfriend or whatever did to them. First of all, let me just say this. I've been there. I've been there where I have spent time just complaining about something that I hadn't fixed or hadn't made any changes about or hadn't done anything about it. There are also things that were realities for me. Being a single mom, being someone who had gone through domestic violence and things of that nature. Like I, I can go on and on. So I'm definitely not minimizing anything that anyone has been through. All I'm asking you to do is to take personal responsibility for yourself and the choices that you've made. And I personally believe that a lot of the choices that we make is because we don't love ourselves, is because we are giving away our love to someone who doesn't deserve it. And we don't recognize it because we don't even love ourselves. Does that make sense? I really, really want to implore, and I'm not just talking to women, I'm talking to men too. But because I'm a woman and because I can relate to a lot of things that women go through, especially single moms, but also women that just don't have like that strong self image of themselves. I am telling you, I am imploring for all of you to really think about the things that you're doing and how you're spending your time, because you really could be spending time talking to God and asking God what it is that He would have you to do so that you can love yourself more, or what it is that you can do to get out of the situation that you're in, or what it is that you can do to stop feeling so heartbroken. You can ask God for whatever it is that you need. I have asked God to take the feelings away about someone who has broken my heart, cheated on me, ghosted me, or whatever. And I promise you, those feelings probably did not go away that day. They might not have even gone away that week, but I promise you, one day I just realized, oh my gosh, I haven't thought about him. I haven't cried about him. I haven't even, wow, like, yeah, none of those memories have come back, have come flooding back. Like, I feel so much better. And as soon as I realize that God has blessed me with what it is that I've asked for Him to do for me, I tell Him, thank you so many times. I am so happy and so grateful that you have blessed me with that, because my heart was broken. It made me feel so bad. I was so depressed, whatever the case may be. Whatever it is that you want and whatever it is that you need, God will provide it for you. But you first must have the faith. You first must believe. But without all that, you first must ask. Whatever it is that you want, ask God. Believe in God. Believe that He will give it to you. And not on your time, but on His time. Not on your time, but on His time. Not on your time, but on His time. I had to say it 3 times. So I really just wanted to come on today. I know I'm a little late, but I just wanted to come on today and just really pour into you. Like, I know people talk about self-love and loving yourself, and that's why I didn't use self-love, because I'm kind of sick of using that word because people use it way too loosely and don't really know what it really means. God is love. God is love. Unconditional, pure love. And if you can love yourself unconditionally, all types of doors will open for you. All types, and I'm not saying that doors won't open for you if you don't love yourself, but why would you not want to love yourself? You are the most important person in your life. You. You are the most important person in your life. You are the most important person in your life. Learn to love yourself. Learn to value yourself. Learn to see yourself and put yourself first before anybody else. and watch your life, your day-to-day, your future, your present just open up to something absolutely beautiful. So I am going to go. I really just wanted to just share some love and just virtually embrace each and every person that is listening to the sound of my voice that is going through any of this depression, heartbreak, just sadness. Stop yourself. Stop yourself. And it's okay to mourn. It's okay to cry. It's not like it's not okay. It's okay, but we just don't need to stay there. Right. And at the end of the day, we need to put ourselves first. We don't need to be on social media arguing with men. We don't need to be on social media debating as to who's more important and all this other stuff. You are the most important person in your life, period, point blank. Now, if this is something that you want to take further, because have I do have something that I created. I think it was maybe in 2021 that I really do want to get a community of people to go through it with me. And so if this is something that you're interested in, I am in the process of creating a group so that there can be a little bit more um like communication between us, and so that I can share some of the things that maybe that I do on a daily basis that might be able to help you move out of like the low vibrational negative type of feelings, and let's start moving up the ladder so that we can really see ourselves in a whole new light and see ourselves the way God sees us. I want to thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you for listening to another episode of Crossing Bridges with Ray. It is so important to me to share what I know and what I have, in my arsenal so that you can cross over the bridge with me. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll